Welcome to HQ Xtra, off the grid here at Pitt Town. I'm Wayne Healy, better known as Hollywood, wanker, dickhead, man with many names. And I've got a full panel aboard here. Beside me over there, Chris Buckley, man that can sell ice to Eskimos, sand to a desert man. Ian McLean could talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles. He actually gives aspirin a headache. And then beside me here, this lovely man has been very kind of us to put us up for our show tonight, Jeff Harbour. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, boys.
Yeah, g'day. It's quite a setup. The amazing shed. There's heaven here, and shed envy aplenty. So thanks again, Jeff. And it's brilliant to have everyone here, and an opportunity that we've not seen before.
Absolutely.
I agree. Definitely HQ heaven in this place, mate. And again, thank you to the Harbour family for allowing us to come along, and also to the lovely group of people here that are along to have a look and see what happens. And we appreciate all your support. So thank you very much for everyone for joining in.
Jeffro, again, mate, can't thank you enough. What a great setup. What made you thought that having a show here would be such a good thing?
Well, I think Sean Bollard dobbed us in for it last year, and then we thought, oh, why not? Let's have it.
I can tell you, Jeff, it definitely was Sean Boland, because he said to me, Jeff Harbour's got the best shed, mate. You go to his place, you could put on a mad show in his shed there. So yeah, he was right. So thanks, Sean. Well done, mate.
Yeah, well, no, Sean and with the Harrison family, they've been here all week helping us set it all up, and got some beautiful cars and trucks here, along with the Winston guys. It's great.
Two prime examples is obviously your beautiful number 20 behind you at the moment there in glorious green, and then the Harrison's sort of
Mini-Crete, Sydney Mini-Crete car looks amazing too.
ride here. So yeah,
Fantastic.
good job.
Mate, you've been in the sport such a short time, and you've just fallen in love with it, and in love with the community. But Pitt Town itself, and the reason why we're here, the Pitt Town posse, it's been phenomenal. You guys, from Sean Boland, Wayne Harris, Stumpy, yourself, Grant Jury, and all the other people that I've missed, that have just sort of like, all of a sudden, in the last 4 years, half the field is nearly come from you guys. Pitt Town.
God's country.
Dave Proggs is out this way as well. Who am I missing? Anyone? I mean, Chris Mole and all that was out here already. He's not far from here. I mean, there's a lot of good people come into HQ Racing. I mean, what's in the water out here? Is there something, or are you just drinking your own urine, or what's the story?
It's a bit high out here in the water sometimes.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Out here, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, it's a great place. A good bunch of people, and we've met a whole bunch of new people, and it's great. Everyone gets along like it. I think it's testament to the amount of people here tonight. I think there's about 16 drivers here tonight, which is fantastic. Like, that's sort of what we've raced with last year.
Yep.
And then we've got our fantastic sponsors that have come on board this year. Winston Express, who've got a truck that's only just 24 hours old that's here, a couple of Fords, and they're here. They've been a great support for Jared. We've got Race Dental, who have come on board this year. Matt's here tonight representing the family. We've got Garland, who do all our jumpers and embroidery, and Red Robin Kitchens, who support us as well. So yeah, it's good.
Fantastic, mate.
Just on your attire there, mate. You always look at the track. Your crew, your team always looks $1 million. So whoever does that, it's obviously Garland, is it?
Garland, yeah.
Well, big shout out to those guys, because they're doing a fantastic job, and it certainly gets noticed as well. So well done for them.
We might have to have a chat.
We might have to have a chat.
Looking better than us at the moment.
Garland, give us a ring. Hook us up.
You mentioned the family and the amount of people that are in the area that have joined the HQ fraternity, and it's something that we've always felt that is in the HQ side of things, and it's different to every other category. We've been lucky enough to sort of be in the New South Wales one for quite some time, and it's sort of come and gone at times, to be honest, and at the moment it sort of seems like it's having a bit of rebirth, and to be honest, it actually makes a difference to the numbers. If people enjoy going to the track and people enjoy sort of having events and seeing people and doing things together, it's more than just that other dude on the track or the guy that cut my nose off. You can have a little bit more give when you're racing with guys that are like that too. So yeah, it's great to see you here and the family. How much have they had a support, I guess, to you guys racing?
You guys had your anniversary down at Winton for racing.
Winton?
Wakefield, sorry. Wakefield.
And then the next race was Darlene's birthday there as well.
Oh, fantastic.
She loves it.
God love her, don't throw her away. keep her for a while. Mine I can't even, anyway, don't matter. That's another story.
No, it's good. It's just good people, and there's a couple of guys here tonight that we're trying to encourage into the sport. A few of Jared's mates, so hopefully we can.
They don't eat salads, do they?
They don't eat salads
Thank
like
you.
Jared.
So it's okay. Cool. That's an in-joke, don't worry.
An opportune time might be the Rolling 30 that we've got coming up at SMP.
We've got that coming up in July the 4th, actually, the Rolling 30, presented by Unique Cars magazine, and hopefully you might bring one or two of your cars out there, put some passenger seats in them, take them for a ride. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. It's quite interesting to, at least not be behind the wheel, but at least be in the car and get a feel of what it's like. If you haven't done it before, it's everyone says, oh, I can do that. It's really easy. It's nowhere near easy. So it'd be good to get them in there. I think yourself as well. I think you've had a drive, though, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I'd rather watch than drive. So.
I'm sure Darlene would love to have a go, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she would. Yeah.
And you gave Jared some tips too, didn't you? Mate, you can go 10, 15 metres later in a turn two, not a problem. Just
breaking markers, don't
yeah,
like that,
it's all that data. You're there with the computer, you're checking all the data.
Yeah, he's got a sort. He's actually going really well, isn't he? He's done extremely well for a rookie. Is his second year? Third?
This is the second year.
Second year,
so,
yeah.
Not bad for a kid that drinks pink cruisers.
Yeah, no,
so-
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Eat salads and drink pink cruisers.
that's right.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
no, he's
Wade and Jared have a little bit of a thing going on there.
Yeah, a bit of banter. He's been in his rookie year and he's already beat me a couple of times.
Well, that's not hard.
Yeah, make it to the grid and you're halfway there.
You are.
Yeah.
Saying about Darlene and your family, I've noticed myself that every race meeting, the whole family's there. It's a family affair, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is great. It's good to keep. I know having kids myself, they sort of grow a bit old and they want to move away a little bit, and it's good to keep everyone together and have something
that's right.
a common interest for everyone.
But it's like there's a lot of families that come down, and so that's where it's good.
Yeah.
Good mix.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the start. Actually, how did you fall into becoming part of HQ Racing?
2 years ago, at the drop of a hat, we went up and watched the Harrisons and Bolland up at Darwin.
So it's not just let's go down the track down the road. No, fuck it. Let's go to Northern Territory.
Basically, yeah. And we just thought we went up there for the weekend and watched them, and I think by that stage Jared got hooked. They were all up there. We were up there. We're working on the cars with a few of the guys, and it was great. And we just it was that was the end of it. By the end of that year, we had that car. So
it was July, and it was a warm time of the year for over there. Why wouldn't you leave
Oh, that's right. No,
the eastern seaboard?
You do know that's my old car.
Is it? There you go.
Oh, is that why that one's quicker?
I've got to tell you though.
No, that one is quicker.
I've got to tell you though. It never looked that good when you had it. Nowhere near.
I'll have to agree with that. Absolutely, I have to agree with that.
I think that's your car too.
It's actually gone quicker.
Is that your car too?
No, I don't think this one's mine. Old one.
There it is.
It is? Yeah, there you go.
They're all yours.
Yeah.
They all beat you.
Yeah. Oh, because I can't drive. Oh shit. I can't get past the fucking outlap. Don't worry about that. You've bought two cars, the green car and Equity Views construction. The cars look absolutely amazing. The white, the green. Now, I believe you maybe your daughter's going to get involved.
Well, yeah, she's spoken about it, and last year it was sort of the reason why she got into it, and then she was coming to the races, obviously, and then I thought, oh, okay. Then Sean found this, and we jumped on it, and she was all sort of good to race, and then she had a bit of a career change and started doing hairdressing, and now actually works every Saturday, so a little bit harder to race, but I think now that she's had a licence 3 days, that
3 days.
3 days she's had a licence, that she might get more encouraged to have a drive.
And you sort of stepped up with the white car. You bought that off Matty Breeden and had it under cotton wool for a while and let Jared find his feet in the white car for a bit.
Well, Jared was wanted to turn it into a street car for a little while, and it was sort
This
of
one?
This one.
It's good enough, isn't it?
I would have bitch slapped him.
But anyway, it's a race car, and he loved it. I think the first race out was the night race with the green car, and it just looked fantastic under lights.
Plenty of comments around about the green car actually under lights, how good, how good it looked. And
it looked fantastic.
From some people who have been taking photos for many, many years are saying it was
Ricardo Benvenuti, the one himself, Priceless Images.
Images is
one of our great sponsors.
Just actually, just before we forget, we actually haven't mentioned our sponsors. So, Chris, do you want to mention our sponsors, because without our sponsors, we can't do this
We have
great show.
great sponsors, and as you said, without them, this doesn't happen. So, thanks to Osborne's Transport, CO International, Harvey's Towing and Mechanical, Equity View Constructions, Command Digital Signage, HQ Dart Racing, Asset Plumbing, Hands On First Aid, City Mini-Crete, Southern Suns Landscaping, one of our new sponsors this year, Howell Automotive, the guys from Tasmania, thank you very much for all your support. Ready Strip, Peter Dane, thank you again. You've been you were our first sponsor, and you're still on board, so thank you very much. And also Tyre Power from Victoria, and Priceless Images, which is Ricardo Benvenuti. So, guys, thank you so much for all your support. And again, we always say it doesn't happen without you guys, so thank you, and hopefully continue that relationship with all you along for the next year.
And a quick plug on your side of things, becoming involved with the club and supporting some of the events that New South Wales does put on, and the two that have already happened this year, one sort of being the Hotwood, which was absolutely fantastic, and you got on board with that, and the signage and the shirts and everything that was done behind that was absolutely brilliant. So congratulations to you for supporting it, the club for getting it done, all the artwork and the presentation just lifts the standard even more still, which is fantastic. You're involved with the night meeting as well, so the night dash was the first of that sort of type of event as well, which was pretty hectic, as Chris and I can attest to. So fantastic. Thank you for being involved. Have you got an event that stands out to you, that's something that you sort of went, yeah, that's pretty cool, or I really like that for any particular reason?
Oh, we like every race that we go to. It's just, there's something different happens each time, you know. You look at the highs and the lows, like Jared last year had a good start to sort of what I consider a good start. Didn't have too many mechanical type failures. Had plenty of dings and plenty of
learning the race car.
We can see one up on the wall.
panel damage, and learned where to put the car and everything like that. But it seemed like we come back from every race and we're just panel beating for a while there. But you know, he got through that and had a few mechanical things at one of the races. But as I say, you just got to get over that. It's racing and you move on.
Don't worry, mate. He's been doing it for 15 years and he's still pedal beats.
Yeah. Nice little image at Wakefield Park there. Turn 1 goes right.
I was
and
pushed
then,
off, you bastard. You're
and
kidding
then
me, are you?
Right again.
I was taken out.
There was a photo. You're
Taken out.
left.
Because, no.
Photos there. We'll put it up. We all seen it.
You thought it was a shortcut.
I do know there's a shortcut if you go right, then right again.
I'd done one lap. I thought I've achieved something. I was going back to the car
You
park.
got past the outlap. That was good.
Now, getting back to Jared, Jared's improved every time. His times have got better and better and better.
Yeah.
We'll have a chat later on with Jared himself, but obviously that's got to be put a big smile on your face too. Seeing that he's getting better and better.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, you don't expect, and like even the Hotwood, like the calibre of drivers at the Hotwood was just like, I looked at it and went, wow. You know, if he gets anything better than 12th, it's a great weekend. If he finishes, dude, it's a great weekend.
That's a credit.
And like with himself and Potsy, like they finished 9th, and it was just, couldn't do any better than that with all the drivers. You know, it's just like some of the pairings. You just go, well, how are you going to win a race racing against those?
It was a tough field, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a tough field, but it was good. Yeah.
And you've mentioned before that there's been a whole lot of support, being able to sort of help Jared, and Jared's no different to anyone else that's entering the sport and entering the category. I know it's an open forum on how can we help and what can we do, and if there's anything we can do. Is there anyone that you can sort of think of that has helped out and been able to sort of help Jared's trajectory a bit?
Oh, look, there's no doubt the Harrisons have been fantastic. They're just, you know, all of them. Wayne, Luke, Jack, it's just great. The support they've given, the help they give with the cars and the motors and everything is just second to none. So it's really good. We can't thank them enough for everything they do.
And Sean Boland too.
And Sean, yeah, Sean puts it up there, but he's the whole category. You know,
Yeah.
he helps everyone.
Yeah.
And look,
Yeah.
but I find that up and down pit lane, if you need something, you just go to one of the garages and it's just great. The camaraderie's there, and it was sort of unexpected that. I'm not saying it shouldn't have been like it or anything like that, but it was just unexpected.
You just reminded me.
That much.
I owe you some hose clamps from the night dash too.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Speaking of the night dash, obviously it was a massive success for us. The night dash for HQ Racing. Thanks to the New South Wales Racing and HQ Xtra for getting us and letting us to run with it. But you threw your weight behind it and supported that. Massive big meeting for us. It was a great concept. You enjoyed that?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Just racing at night. All the guys, I think, all the drivers say how good it was to race at night. You know, it's just different under the lights. Totally different for the cars. A bit cooler for the cars and everything like that. But yeah, I think they all enjoyed it. A lot of them commented how easier it is to see and everything like that.
It's incredible.
I waited 15 years to do it, so I thank you too, mate, because it was my first time under the lights, and absolutely had a ball, loved it, and
The next one coming up, we've got the June one at the end of June. We're looking forward to that.
We'll have a little bit more time on that because we've got a full day of racing. It's not
Oh,
just, not just a night time, because it's pretty hectic.
Oh, it's full on. Before you knew it, the
crazy.
night was over because it was just in, out, in, out, in,
it
out.
was
It was actually good. You know, it was good.
Mate, again, I can't thank you enough. We want to chat to you about the Hotwood, but we're going to go to a bit of the night meeting and we're going to show a few highlights of the night meeting that you guys threw your weight behind. So again, the setup here and letting us come and do your show here tonight, can't thank you enough. So let's go and have a look at the highlights of the Equity Views Night Dash.
Had a great night so far, mate. A pole position and 2 from 2 and only one to go. How's things going? Obviously good.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's car's going pretty well, especially after last round. We had a few issues, and the DNF in the final race didn't help. So, you know, a good chance for us to get the car back out and give it a good crack. We had a fresh engine put in it just before last round as well. So, the car wasn't really on song, as you can probably tell from the results. You know, we were back out of the 5 for a bit of it. So, yeah, no, it's good to bit of a test and tune. The you know, there's some quick boys here. A couple of the Victorians have come up to give us a shake, and yeah, I had my mirrors full of one of them in that last one. So, no, it's good.
Yeah, well, I actually seen that from where I was sitting back there. There was, I know in the first race, you and Dave Allen were having a bit of a run, and then Gavin Ross from Victoria, he's certainly hit his strides here, and he's right on your ass, to be honest.
Yeah, no, a few boys mentioned that Gavin was one to keep an eye on, and I heard Dave spin a wheel off the start then, and he just got swamped. And yeah, I sort of had a bit of an eyeball to wonder where Dave went and how far back he was and whether he was on my hammer, because he was quick enough to push me in that one. And yeah, I see this grey, purple, pink car looking thing, and I'm like, hold on, fuck, who's that? I haven't seen that one before.
It's Stoopman's old car, so it's going to be pretty good. But,
yeah, knew it'd have some pace.
What do you think of the night dash?
Oh, I love it, mate. Yeah, I love racing.
It's a very quick turnaround, though.
It is, yeah. You don't get much chance to do anything. Check tyre pressures, put some more fuel in it, and go again. So, yeah, as long as we got everything right, you'll have a good night, sort of thing. So.
Yeah, well, my partner in crime there, Ian McLean, he's put his on the trailer. I think he's going home. He's had a shocker. Anyway, and Pedro's doing a head gasket up there as well. So it's an interesting time, and if he gets it done, I'll be very surprised, to be honest, because I think we've got one more race and we're out again. So, mate, congratulations, one to go. All the best for that, and let's hope we see you on top of the podium, mate.
Well, there you go, all the highlights from the night meeting. Once again, thank you very much, Jeffro, for your weight there. I am now with pretty much the original Pit Town posse boys. And basically racing started with you three guys here and a couple other guys as well, but mainly with Sean. I think you were the first one to start up and buy a car.
Yeah, so when the...
No, it wasn't. We've done it together.
When the HQs raced Bathurst last time, I ran into Johnny Baxter and had a chat to him at Bathurst, and all the HQs were lined up in the pits there, and I said, oh, this looks pretty good. And I knew Johnny through his brother. Had a quick look through it and I said, oh, this looks pretty cool. Spoke to Stump and I said, we got to get into this. I came home, found Daniel DeQuino's car for sale, and then I brought it home. By the time I brought it home, Stump straight online, and then bought your car, was it?
No, Charlie's car.
Charlie's car.
Oh,
You bought
Charlie's,
Charlie
and then
Then his car.
then yours.
Yeah.
And then so straight away the boys are in it. David Woglio straight in.
Yep.
He ended up not far after
Dave
us.
who?
Woglio.
Yeah, Dave Woglio. Yeah,
Woglio.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, is it Proglio? Is it?
Proglio, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Mate, if you want to call him Wogley,
I didn't know. I thought it was Woglio.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
And then not far after, we went to Darwin after doing probably a season, you reckon? Or was it
Maybe
season
two.
and a bit?
Season and a bit,
We
yeah.
went to Darwin
yeah.
when the HQs had their own grid at Darwin, right? Half of Pit Town just ended up there to
Yeah.
watch the HQs by chance.
Yeah, that was so good a weekend. Our own grid.
We had our own grid at Darwin. It was the best. So
Yeah, great weekend.
half of Pit Town ended up there. Jeff ended up there. His young bloke ended up helping us with our cars. He was only probably 16 or 17 at the time.
Oh, and a great help, eh? Gearboxes, motors. He was fucking... Hence what we're here now with.
So out of that, we've ended up with Wayne's boys, Wayne and his boys. Wayne rode his car off. But
We don't want to talk about it.
Actually, you know what? I seen a picture of that the other day, and I honestly...
Yeah, I still feel it.
It was a pretty... Mate, I mean, I don't want to be laughing, but that was a really big hit.
Yeah, and this car behind us was involved in it too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
no,
So
not mine, his.
were you helped into that?
Oh, just a couple of amateurs thinking we were tonking it out in turn one there at a high speed, and what happened at the end of the day. We all walked away and it was all good, yeah. It was all, it was all good, but it was fun.
Well, how I met you, it's just strange how you were talking about it. DeQuino, when you bought the cars, DeQuino then gave you my number.
Gave me your,
Sorry, you gave my number.
Yeah.
And next minute I get a phone call saying you got a couple of cars for sale.
Yeah.
I wasn't going too good at the moment business-wise, and I needed the money, and my daughter wanted to dance over in Disneyland.
Yes.
You were at the drag racing. If I remember right.
Yeah, I went to drag racing one night
And next minute I get a phone call. He says, "I'll come down and have a look at them now," because I explained that I was going to Disneyland very shortly.
yeah, my wife was in Bali, so I needed to spend the money really quick.
Mate, you turned up, looked at the cars, and threw $4,000 on the table and says, "I'll take them."
No, I think you got me for more than that, but anyway.
No, that was the deposit. And then
That's how it was, yeah.
been mates ever since.
Yeah, no, it was good, and we made a few phone calls, and it was all good, yeah. It was good.
It's been
Few laughs.
one of the best things that has happened. That was 4 years ago.
And Jared has that car now.
That's right, yeah.
That's that one.
And the time has gone so fast. like you said, Progs has stepped it up. You guys have stepped it up. You know, Jack's, I think he won up in Darwin.
Yeah.
Luke's won, was close to winning the championship. Progs has been right up there. You were right up there until you had a couple of issues at Darwin. You know, I mean, Jared's he's flying. I mean, you guys have achieved so much in such a short time. I hate the fuckers.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah, but you got
15
to.
years I haven't won a race.
But you got to remember these young boys. They're fearless.
Yeah, true.
And they come from, you know, like, I know my two boys, they come from a sport that's pretty intense, and the cars, they love it. And the best part about it is they're learning how to fix them, do all their own repairs.
Now, when we talk about sports being intense, let's just go back a few. Your two boys are world champions at skiing, water skiing.
Yeah, water ski racing, yes.
Ocean.
Yes.
Is that the category?
It's speed skiing, so ocean. They've done numerous things.
And you guys have got boating backgrounds.
Yes.
So
that's how Sean and I met. Yeah.
And Proglio.
yeah. So you guys have come from big motors in big boats racing to come to race these little pissant things.
No, they're not pissants.
How much fun are they?
This is a great sport. We come from a sport that is very intense, but this is a great sport, great category, great people. And it's just what you want to put into it, you know. Like, there's guys. It's not all about money.
No.
Some people think it is, but it's also about ability and passion. And these young guys, Jared, Luke, they got so much passion for these cars, this category. We're inspired by it. Jeff and I are like, how good's this?
That is a good thing for such an old car, to get young guys
100%.
in our types of cars. Where normally young guys are wanting to get in the big V8s, or the drift cars or something like that. So to get young guys to be involved in older cars, Jeff, you know, yourself, as you pointed out, such short time, you guys have got a couple of cars.
Yeah.
It's a great thing.
We pulled up to our first track day, went out and my car got stuck between second and third gear. I thought I'd done a gearbox, right? And Thursday, I think it was, at Eastern Creek, pulled into the pits, and I said, this thing's stuck between two gears. Tony Camilleri just turned up out of nowhere, and he's like, what are you guys doing here? Because obviously we haven't done a HQ round, and he said, jumped in the car, fixed it straight away like that.
Yeah.
Goes, this is what's going on. Turned out he knew Wayne from years ago.
Yeah.
Right, from there on, there's not a person in HQ Racing New South Wales that hasn't had a hand in fixing one of our cars at one time.
Yep. It's a great category. It's a great category.
Yeah.
And that's where it's, you know, it's great fun. It's really great fun. It's good camaraderie. What do you call it? Camaraderie. It's really good. It is, because we come from a sport that costs a lot of money and a lot of training to be the best. If you want to be the best, and we come to this sport and it's great camaraderie. It's great friendship. There's great help. You know, like, you could be your worst enemy on a track. If someone come up to me and I didn't like you and they said, can I borrow a motor off you or a car? Yeah, take it. Yeah. I think I've done that to you one day, didn't you?
I jumped in your son's car. He said, we've got a bit of an electrical issue. I got out past the outlap. I've done one lap and I thought, how good's this car? This car's beautiful.
Yes.
And then it just electrical problem. We went back. Come back, and then you were going revving the living crap out of it and put the rod straight out the side. At least I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it would have looked bad for you, eh?
Oh, definitely wouldn't give it to John Baxter.
But hey, that would have looked bad for you.
The only reason why we talked to John Baxter is because of Mark Baxter. We all like Mark.
He's a good dude, eh?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Such a lovely guy. Okay. Johnny gets too angry.
What's the other brother's name? Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew's the one that put you in the wall in turn one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's a Baxter. Dirty bastard. Mark, great bloke.
I was being polite. I was being polite. Let him come up the inside of me. But it was all good fun. You know, it's a great category, great sport, and it's not an expensive sport. I feel like it's not an expensive sport. It's good fun. It's good fun.
Absolutely. And Jeff, you've hardly said a word because we were talking before, but
this is good.
You got all three of you guys have thrown your weight behind us, HQ Xtra, something that we love doing, promoting HQ racing. I can't thank you guys enough for throwing your weight behind us. You know, Equity Views Construction Group, Asset Plumbing, Mini-Crete, Kerway's Asphalting, Sydney Mini-Crete. I mean, guys, I honestly can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for your time and effort you spent tonight talking to us. It's been such a great thing for HQ Racing New South Wales. We're spoiled in New South Wales, so having guys like you be part of our sport, again, thank you very much. Look, I said we had so much fun, and it all showed at the Hotwood. Our last event, the Hotwood, was such a great event. Again, you threw your weight right behind that again. Jeffro, Equity Views, can't thank you enough again, mate. That was massive. We're lucky in New South Wales and we're spoiled because we got guys like you. So again, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you guys too. You do a great job. And
I appreciate that.
yeah, it's good. It's good for the sport, what you guys do, I think, and hopefully we can get some more young ones, and or older ones.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to race again, but I hit the wall once and that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm scared. That's what the boys tell me. I'm scared.
Scared?
Yeah.
Mate, this is Pit Town, where the men are men and the sheep are scared. Where it's a mullet is like a formal haircut in Pit Town, isn't it?
No, it'd be great to see some more young ones come, like,
Absolutely.
new people get into it, and because they don't realise how much help they'll get through the other competitors and everything. Everyone wants to help everyone. You know, even if you don't like someone, you still help them.
Yeah.
And it's about getting people out there and camaraderie at the end of the race. And Wakefield's a great weekend away, and it's all good. Wakefield's
You have made a new dimension for Wakefield, let me tell you. And
it was there before we got there.
Mate,
I think Brett might have.
half the
had a bit
race
of a
is
tribute.
won on a Friday night. If you get past Friday night, you've won. You've won the battle, really, haven't you?
Yeah,
Stay away from Ray.
Stay away from Ray.
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, one more, Ray. One more.
One more. Thursday night. He's trying to get everyone down there Thursday
Yeah,
nights.
well, Thursday night this year.
Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah, you fell into that trap, did you?
Fell into that trap.
Again, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. We're going to go and have a look at all the highlights now of the Hotwood. Again, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you for your support of HQ Xtra. And let's go to the Hotwood highlights.
this?
Oh, it's the best. We thought, yeah, we were joking when we got here, going, oh, wouldn't it be great to get into the top 10 shootout? But to have both the cars, 33 and 47, in the top 10, as you heard, I'm sure.
We heard the scream, we didn't know what was going on. I thought, holy shit, what's going on there?
Mate,
and there's nothing to see here, though.
There's nothing to see here, no.
Honestly, guys, congratulations. That's a fantastic event.
Oh, man, we're stoked.
Good to get both cars in the top 10.
Yeah.
To all you, the whole team, obviously working hard over the weekend, so well done.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Amanda?
Oh, I just think, today has been, I think, one of my best racing days. Heat 1 was, amazing. It was so much fun. And, to get both cars in is fantastic.
I think the smile says it all. Congratulations, guys. It's a fantastic event. I wish you all the best in the top 10 and make sure you... Who's driving?
I'm driving the top 10, yeah.
Well done, guys. Thanks very much for your time.
No worries, thanks.
Well, we're here with a couple of newcomers to HQ Racing, Grant and Brennan. Congratulations, guys. Your first race, you're in the top 10. That's a fantastic event.
It's amazing, we just came out here to have a bit of fun and just keep it clean and it's great.
Well, I've been racing for 15 years, I've never been in the top 10 shootout, so they're really doing well. And Hollywood over here, that's it. Well, I screwed that up. That is my fault. What do you think of HQ Racing?
I love it, it's really good. We've been watching Dad do it for about 8 years, so it's good to get up behind the wheel and give it a go. So,
Yourself?
Yeah, it's really good. Lots of fun. Harder than I thought it'd be, but a lot of fun.
Everyone says it looks easy, but it
ain't easy.
It's not easy to get one of these cars to go fast. Honestly, guys, it's a really fantastic effort to get top 10 shootout on your first weekend in a race meeting. And congratulations to you both, and wish you all the best.
thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Who's doing the drive?
Me.
Nice. Pressure's on?
Yeah.
No pressure, mate.
Oh, I can't do any worse, can I? I can only do better.
Just do your thing, mate. Well done, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
With Brett Osborne now the pole sitter for the Hopwood 100 for tomorrow's event. Mate, 15.9 was the time to beat Chris Mole. Knocked him off with a 15.8. Well done.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, we came back in and the boys said we got P1 on a 15.8. Just nabbed Mole. He said he did a 15.9, so must have been a pretty good lap. I'd say for him to lay that down in the shootout. We're pretty happy to just grab that and take P1.
Solid. The car's been very solid, both qualifying races and also driver A and B races. We've knocked them off. Tactics for tomorrow, who's starting, who's not starting?
Look, at the moment we haven't actually decided. We'll discuss that tonight and tomorrow morning between us and figure out. But at this point, we don't actually know who's going to start.
All right, well, it's all the best for tomorrow. 1 hour race, long thing, anything can happen, but you are the odds-on favourite. So, again, congratulations, well done, and good luck for tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And we're back from the Hopwood. Absolutely fantastic event. Hollywood's just gone for a piss, so we'll catch up with the other guys. We have Glenn and Dave and El Presidente on the end here. Thank you very much to the New South Wales guys for coming out tonight and joining us. First of all, the Hopwood, great event, absolutely brilliant. Who'd like to talk about it first? How was your weekend?
Oh, look, you know, it was an interesting weekend. Like, we had Jeff Mulligan back in the car, so it was good to get another past racer back in after we had Bob with the 1 hour. We had a few brake issues, but, you know, we still had a good weekend, even though the results weren't there, but it was still good fun.
Like you said, it's good to see Jeff back.
That's great. It's great.
A few laps around there over his time.
And look, he helps out a lot with the car, so, you know, it's good fun.
Fantastic. How about you, Dave? You had a good weekend?
Yeah, we had a good weekend. Me and Matty Barker paired up for the Hopwood and had a good run up until the top 10 shootout, where I had a bit of a brake knock-off issue and didn't manage to finish the shootout. But up until then, I think we finished. I think we both qualified 4th in our heats, in our qualifying, and both finished 3rd in our heat races. And then I threw it off the track in the top 10 shootout. So.
Pad knockoff, whereabouts was that?
Over the top. I got into a bit of a slide, and when I come down into the fish hook, I had no brakes at all. So.
Right.
Now you know how I felt all weekend.
No brakes or too much?
No brakes.
You do it for fun, though.
I try to stay on the tar rather than the grass.
Oh, that's a first.
Brakes only slow you down.
Yeah,
Darren, how was your weekend?
Yeah, fantastic. It was good. Finished 4th overall, so 2nd single driver. So it's an interesting. We had we end up with 12 dual drivers and 3 single drivers. So it's a big question really for going forward around whether it's a dual driver or single driver event or both. Mate, I loved it. You know, driving an hour in the car by yourself, I thought would be really, really hard. But mate, it was actually pretty easy. It was actually, once you got into it and just got into the flow, it was good. So yeah, can't complain. Good. What I'm most impressed about was 15 cars, no safety cars, and no DNFs. So for that, everyone got their money's worth, and everyone really enjoyed the event. So yeah, can't argue with that.
I was a bit annoyed there was no safety cars because it's the only way I was going to catch up.
Look, it's a good point that you make with the DNFs, and it was the same with the Xtra Cup last year. That was one of the things that sort of stood out to me. Like, we cane these poor cars, they're 50 years old, and no matter how many new parts you think you're throwing at it, still old engineering, they take a bit of heat, obviously brakes and things like that. They're not anything new or modern, but they're still doing the right jobs and going around and around.
Yeah, they are, just.
Barely.
So, no, it's good. It was really good.
You mentioned a good topic to talk about anyway, 2 drivers versus 1 driver, and I sort of wear 2 hats. I kind of get a little bit one way and the other at different times. Single drivers, obviously, you're going to have advantages of potentially more cars on the grid. 2 drivers, like you said, being able to bring Jeff back.
Yeah, it's good to bring the old guys back in, or someone that's interested in it. And you know, you're not going to be super competitive, but you know, maybe next time.
I like the fact that it's kind of what it's about, and again, you're looking around here, there's more than just the dude that sits behind the wheel, and there's so many more people that are surrounded by it.
Yeah. And I'd do it again. Like with Jeff, I'd do it again for sure. We might even do Winton together.
Yeah.
You know, he helps me work on the car a lot too. He's always in there doing stuff, so why not give him a drive while he's there?
And even guys like Potsy sort of jumping in with Jared and being able to get a drive. He's not steering this year, but he's in the seat for a bit of a chance too. And like you said, Winton's a great opportunity to be able to drag some other drivers in. And it's AMRS as well, so double ASA, so your licensing means that you can bring anyone along in a much smaller level. We were trying to sort of get as many drivers as we could to the Xtra Cup last year, and the fact that it was double ASA was...
Yeah, we had Bob in there last year at the ASSA. He just got that licence and off he went.
Yeah.
So,
he wasn't the only one that got it just...
Yeah, like there was a couple of the older guys came back. It was good to see.
Yeah. Daney already had his licence. He hasn't let that go.
Really? Has he kept it for that long and does he drive anything?
Yeah, he still runs.
Okay.
And he's still pace car driver sometimes.
Okay.
And things like that too. So he's definitely getting around. Look, great opportunity to try and catch up with you guys, and a bit of a shuffle up with the committee this year, and there's a little bit of a change with how things are approached, I guess, in a good way. And like we capped up before, the way that we've had some sponsors on board and being able to promote the events, and that's a big deal. Being able to sort of get a little bit of that promotion, sort of stepping things up a little bit. Dave, what's your opinion on where we went with the Hotwood as a club? You obviously did a fantastic job at being able to sort of put it on. What else is on the horizon? What do you think is a good thing to sort of look forward to or aspire to anyway?
Well, we've got our normal state rounds that we want to sort of get as many cars on the grid as we can. But I mean, the Hotwood's a standalone enduro event that we want to try and promote, and ideally get interstaters in and make it something that people want to win, and make it it's already prestigious, but make it more prestigious, I suppose, and get the top drivers of every state in there and try and really have a go at it, really, I suppose. But
I've never seen a trophy so big.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
That thing is huge.
Yeah. Weighs a ton too.
But I mean, we've got some really good sponsors this year, and just got to try and keep moving forward, I suppose, and giving them value for money and showing them how great the category is.
Good question for you, Darren, I guess. Is there any reason we can't do that type of promotion more often? State rounds, things like that. Again, we've got some great sponsors that are around. Is the opportunity there to try and promote what we do anyway all year round?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a big, one of the big things that we like about the HQ is, and I think there's been a really big shift, and a lot of it comes down to HQ Xtra and the work that you guys have done in terms of getting the brand out there. I was on the phone to Ray Jardine, I'm on the phone to Mark Strack, and when you talk to the presidents of the other clubs, what really comes out is an overwhelming desire to work together. And that's never been around. It might have been with the odd state, but certainly hasn't been around, as far as I've been around. So for the last 3 years, there's really been a desire to want to work together. So we've had conversations with Victoria, had conversations with Queensland. We're trying to work out how we can do. One of the biggest problems is scheduling, right? That's one of the biggest challenges, right? So there is absolutely no reason at all why we couldn't do, as respective states, each other's 1 hour or the Winton 4 hour. And that's what we're working on at the moment. The problem is trying to get the regulatory guys, the clubs, the states, to book a date in advance, and then hope to God that it doesn't actually conflict with everyone else's state rounds. And that's been the biggest issue for us. So we're trying to work on that for next year. How do we get better at promoting our respective enduro events and attracting all the interstate visitors to make sure we come to our own, which is important, right? I mean, we're very lucky. We have good representation, but we can always get more, and we want more. So for us, it's around how do we put on an event that the other states want to come to. And to Dave's point, I think we did that with the Hotwood. I think we've just got to be better at scheduling and how do we attract these guys to the other states. But certainly from my conversations, there's an overwhelming desire to want to help out each other states, because there's we're in a category that's, these HQs are getting harder and harder to get. Parts are getting harder and harder to get, so we're historic cars really, but we're not racing with historic. So the best thing we can do is make sure that we attract more people to more events, and we do it more often. So that's definitely the plan.
Yeah, you're right, and it ends up being, like you said, the respective dates have been able to sort of schedule things a lot better, and it's kind of been the bugbear that we've always sort of dealt. And sadly, there's so little control that's been governed by the tracks and the circuits and availability, and even that's getting hard. Up in Queensland, for example, they pretty much just don't have any other than one-day meetings at QR because they're booked out all year round otherwise. So for them to even have a 1 hour weekend sort of thing isn't available. So for them to sort of do events like that, it's difficult. Those flag events, like you said, the Hotwood's been around forever. It's our good thing for New South Wales that we've sort of had the history with. The 4 hours Brent, we know it's in November. We know that things can sort of start to spread out a little bit, and hopefully we can work more together to be able to do the benefit for the sport, to be able to sort of get those events. South Australia was going to be a cracking last year without sort of COVID sort of coming through, be on the national sort of circuit, being able to go down to South Australia and run with the supercars. It would have been a great opportunity to do that. Yeah. You've been around a while. I mean that in a nicest possible way. On the panel at the moment, you and I sort of probably been around the longest in HQs. Have you seen it sort of change? Obviously you were hanging around with the Kingswood sort of previous to the HQs, and you sort of dip your toe in the water there. How are we comparing? How are we weighing up?
Yeah, well, look, I started off in Kingswoods and the numbers weren't great there either. And it was, you go to the track, you're racing with 4 or 5 guys, it was boring as anything. So back to HQs was a big step. which was a good step. It's taken me a while to get back up to speed with these Victorian cars and cars that came from interstate. They were just so fast, but you just keep chipping away at it, and hopefully you can catch up to them and sometimes beat them. So yeah, it's just a challenge, but just keep going along. You know, the next couple of years I might move one of my sons into racing the car. We'll just see what happens.
Rowdy in the wheel?
Yeah, I'll give Rowdy a go at soon. See, he's a bit of a lead foot, so I think he might do all right. But
you had a crack at the E-Series too, so we had a bit
yeah, had a go at that. So we've got the rolling 30 coming up.
Yep.
So he'll come for a run with me in that and see how he likes that. But yeah, I think he'll probably continue the HQ thing from I started because of Bob Hepburn. So and maybe Rowdy will follow on from there.
Not a bad way.
Yeah. Well, I've got all the equipment, all the spares. So
I think you know what you
why not use them? Yeah. I've had a bit of
Got to find the brain struts.
I think we've gone past what Bob was doing, but
you're telling Bob what to do now?
Yeah, I think Bob even realises that too. We've gone a long way past what he was doing. So.
Looking forward, the committee, like we said, New South Wales is fortunate in so many ways. We've got photographers like Riccardo Benvenuti doing some fantastic things and being involved in the promotion from just getting photos out there. And it's hard to get some of those images from other states to sort of say, hey, how awesome's this car at this event, or how brilliant was it at this particular event all around the country. So we're very, very lucky to sort of have him on board, let alone the social sort of side of things. Again, we've got this, and not that it doesn't happen in other states as well, but moving forward on a national sort of side of things, you touched on it before, where we get to hopefully sort of calendar a little bit better next year. What's the ideal future? What can we realistically achieve, and how do we go about it? Is there something that you can sort of see individually or as a committee? What do you think we could sort of do on a national level, keep the category going, to get those numbers, to show that we're doing the right things? And I reckon we've got a lot to show.
Yeah, absolutely.
It all does come down to dates. Like, you know, if you've got something a week after you've got an event, you'll tend not to go, or you'll think, oh. But if there was a gap, you'd think, well, I'm not doing anything. Well, let's book for that round and let's go interstate. And I think a lot does stem across the distance between race meetings. Yeah.
And it's sad that...
And that's a hard thing, trying to figure those out.
You're right, and you said you've been talking to Ray Jardine and the Queensland guys as well, and Mark, and they've fallen into a clash between the Winton Festival of Speed and the Queensland 1 Hour. They've ended up falling on the same date. And again, they're not governed, the opportunity's not there to change it, sort of thing. But nationally, are we doing the right stuff? Do you reckon we're heading in the right direction?
Oh, look, I mean, it's tough, right? Because you look at the Nationals this year. You know, I mean, I would have loved to have a Nationals this year. That to me would have been, ideal to do that. I mean, I understand the challenges that COVID faces, that COVID creates, I suppose. Look, I think as a national category, we have the benefit of having presence in all states, and I think we probably need to be more cohesive as a national body and work out how, as opposed to state by state, how on a national level we promote our events and how we get out there more and go and see each other. I mean, I think there's certain states. You look at the Harvey's boys with Joe, and I mean, Joe has the amazing opportunity to throw 6 or 8 cars on a couple of trucks and send them down, and he does that. He loves the racing. He's exactly the same reasons that we do it every week. He just loves the camaraderie, loves the people. So he will do it, no dramas in the world. We've got there's guys within New South Wales that will travel, but there's a lot that won't. And every state also has their own element of guys that will travel and guys that won't. So if you can have a schedule booked in, you know that there's going to be a big event, in New South Wales in April called the Hotwood. It's going to be in August, whenever it is, in Queensland called the 1 Hour, and an amazing event called Winton 4 Hour at the end of November, early December. And you can plan your state rounds around that. I think that'll make a big difference. But that's our biggest challenge, right? How do we plan all of that stuff in advance? And talking to the other states, I mean, we struggle with it. Bucko can tell you more than anyone how hard it is to try and book those dates in advance. We want to book the dates in 12 months in advance. We're lucky to get it 2-3 months in advance. So that's something we need to work on. How do we get those dates locked in and get them clear?
Not only that, it makes it hard for the guys that actually race too, trying to plan the year out for their next year.
Yep.
Do I book a holiday for this week, or can we go away somewhere or do something?
Book holidays every 3 weeks, mate.
Some people do, mate. Yeah. Well, I've been competing with Hollywood for many years with holidays, and he pips me every time. But I try to catch up to him.
You'll never win.
You touched on a fairly reasonable assumption, and it's something that I've sort of got in my mind, and be it right or wrong, and I'm not here to offend anyone, I'm totally positive about everything. I love what we've got. Are the state bodies doing too good a job at their own organisation that the national body doesn't really need to do much? Does it end up sort of being that the national body's kind of just there if something else sort of needs a bit of an oversight, but the states kind of look after themselves? Has that been it seems to me like that's the historic side of things. New South Wales sort of does their thing, and Victoria does their thing, and the national body kind of just barely oversees it instead of potentially promoting what sort of could be out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's traditionally what's just happened. We've all been, every state's always been responsible for their own state series, for their own management, and I think every state's done that to pretty reasonable levels. To me, the Australian, or the HQA has always been around the nationals, around making sure that we've got a set of rules that we're all governed by from a national level. So, but I also think too, we've reached a point in the age of the category where we want to be able to make sure we maintain, the longevity of the category. And I think as a national body, we need to be more cohesive. The states and the national body about how we bring that together. The hard thing about the game that we play is that a lot of our race cars are worth more as road cars than they are as race cars. And there's a lot of our best mate Rob Joy did a fantastic job of converting a whole heap of race cars to road cars, and that's been hard, right? Because a lot of those guys that would normally have a car that they might bring out for the Hopwood, that they might bring out for 1 or 2 rounds of the state series, those cars are gone. So for us, it's around the longevity of the category and how we promote it and bring other guys in. One of the things I love about Jeff and the Harper family is bringing, to be able to have a couple of cars and to be able to bring young guys into the sport is key, right? That's really, really important. We're a bunch of old blokes driving around cars. Don't get me wrong, love it, wouldn't change it for the world.
Speak for yourself. But a couple of years you'll be there.
But to Glenn's point before, Glenn's, his son's keen to get into the sport, and so how do we continue with the guys that love the sport? You can race HQs until you're 80, right? But how do you promote the sport to the younger guys?
Well, you say how it's Glenn, I'm sure he's 80.
No. It's looking a bit dusty, but...
You'd be a bit worried if I'm an 80-year-old kicking your ass.
You're the one on the couch with the one on the side of the car. You've got every right to say what you think this year, but you're right. It's that relevance and that youth sort of side of things that, and historically, there's so many second-generation cars and drivers out there as well. Bucko's a prime example of that. It's passing on the baton, and you sort of get the chance to sort of do that too. And Wayne was a half a chance with his young bloke as well. So you never know what'll sort of happen with time, but keeping getting new people in, and that rolling 30 is a good opportunity to get people in the car, and again, we struggle to have that insurance-wise and being able to capitalise on a day to get people in a car and just thank them. I just reckon it's great to have a sponsor in a car and sort of say, hey, thanks for all your work, and chuck it in and have a run sort of thing. Have a little bit of a scare or a little bit of a feeling of it.
The prices of these cars are getting a lot more expensive. I bought my car for $3,500. To try and buy one for that now, it's just not. You just can't do it. So unless they're already race cars, no one's going to convert a road car to one, and that's the problem.
Can't go backwards. Look, there's still lots in sheds though. They're still out there. There's still barn finds out there.
I'm trying to dig one of Bob's out of it's under a carport. It's got a few holes in it.
Getting anything out of Bob's going to be a good one. It's going to cost you a penny too.
Well, that's why I'm trying to work the grandchildren that direction.
Oh, you reckon?
Maybe you can. It's not for me.
Go say good day to Uncle Bob. Anyways, look, thanks for coming. Great to be here. Great to be on the opportunity to have a bit of a chat. Anyhow, I think we're doing a great job, and again, we've got a lot to look forward to. So.
Mum and dad.
Oh, my wife.
Mum and dad. My family. My family.
My wife and family for sure.
Dad, absolutely.
Oh, Diane, definitely.
I've got two. My wife and kids, and my dad.
That'd have to be my wife. You know what I mean? If she wasn't there, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this.
My wife and my daughter.
My dad and Stewie Spry wouldn't happen without him.
John Baxter.
My mother.
Matty Barker.
As usual, I get all the good jobs on HQ Extra. I get obviously the good jobs. I'm here with some lovely ladies, but Natalie, Darlene and Diane, some partners of some great contributors to HQ Racing New South Wales. Diane, Glenn Deering's partner, Darlene, Jeff Harbour's lovely wife, and Natalie is Peter Lynch's lovely wife, and they're kind enough to spend a bit of time with me, and they reckon they're pretty nervous, but I think I'm a bit more nervous. I'm sweating and I'm a bit worried, but we'll see what happens. Look, guys, thanks for coming on. It's been a great night so far, and there have been some pretty interesting comments from people. I'm going to start with a few questions for all of you. HQ Racing, Natalie, I'll start with you. HQ Racing, what does it mean to you and your family? What do you get out of it?
So I guess we spend a lot of time together. My sister, her husband races as well, so it means we get out once every 6 weeks or whatever it is, and we spend the weekend together. So that's what I like. We get away, we have fun, we enjoy it, we get social. Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, I go to most meetings, and I have noticed it is noticeable that yourself, your sister, it's a family affair. You know, your dad comes along, and it's the kids are there as well, and you seem to enjoy it. You know, unfortunately, Pete's had a few engine issues lately, but
he has. But it happens.
It does happen.
Racing.
It does happen, and you'll find that, you know, when I started, I went through the same sort of situation with a lot of problems with cars, engines, and that sort of stuff. And you sort of finally work. You know, you get your way through it and you work it out. But again, it's great to see that it's still it's a family thing, and the kids are involved, and the grandparents are involved. So it is the whole family, which is really fantastic to see. So, Darling, yourself, you've got obviously your son Jared racing. Your family's also involved. You guys also come to the track as a whole family affair. And what would you say would be your thoughts on HQ Racing?
Just, you know, very proud of my son, obviously, with what he's achieved so far. And as a family, yeah, we love getting away together and spending time together. We're all sort of rev heads, if that's what you call it.
Definitely rev heads,
yeah, and just been, you know, working on the cars and learning things, and yeah, it's just a good family thing, and everybody's great.
The people are great.
They are great.
The camaraderie, the friendships, you know, the great fun we have on and off the track. It is second to none. And as we said before, there's not too many categories that can say they have what HQ Racing has, which is what attracts people. And I'm sure when you first come along, I think your first meeting was at Darwin. You went to with the Harrisons and that, and you went, wow, this is, you know, it's good to see that a group of people can get together and have the same sort of interests and enjoy each other's company, and still, you know, we're all competitive out the track. Your son, your husbands, we're all competitive, but off the track, it's a great atmosphere. It's a great bunch of people, and you know, I think. Myself, when I started out racing, so a long time ago, but that's what attracted me to it. I was involved with my dad and family and friends, and I've met more friends through HQ Racing than I probably have anywhere else, and I think they're lifelong friends as well. So it's great to have you guys come on board and to be seen to be enjoying the racing so much and everything that goes along with it. So thank you very much, Diane. Glenn Deering's lovely partner. You've been around for a while now with Glenn in the racing. What do you enjoy most about HQs?
I think I enjoy the people. I really love getting to the track, and we've made some awesome friends, and I love watching Glenn go out there and do his thing.
That's
it's
cute.
fun. It's fun to watch, and yeah, I love being a part of the crew.
You say friends. You recently had a holiday to Queensland on the Whit Sundays with some people that you met through HQ Racing. You know,
we had an awesome time with the Lilies.
The Lilies,
We went and hired catamaran and sailed around the Whitsundays with them. Awesome people, had the best time.
So it's not just about the track, it's not just about the weekends and the racing, it's also, like this year, like this is amazing to have so many people here enjoying each other's company, and it's all about HQs. That's what has brought us all together and made it, you know, it's fun, it's enjoyable, and as again we all say, it's great people to be involved with and enjoy each other's company, so it's pretty special.
It is.
Now we're not going to see you too long, but I have got one word questions for all of you girls, so who wants to go first? Any volunteers?
I'll go first.
Okay, Diane, you're
I
up
like
first.
to get it over and done with.
Okay.
Hit me.
Well, I've already had this question sort of anyway.
Okay.
Your one-word answer for describing HQ racing?
Crazy. They are crazy out there.
What would you say your partner's driving style is?
Hectic.
You are spot on.
Easy.
One word to describe your partner?
Awesome.
Awesome.
He's awesome.
Your favourite drink?
I love a Moscato.
Moscato?
Yeah.
Several, says Glenn. One word to describe HQ Xtra?
Oh, it's entertaining.
Entertaining. I think you stole your answers, girls. Anyway.
Sorry.
Natalie, you're next?
Yeah.
Describe HQ Racing. One word.
Family.
Love it. Excellent. Your partner's driving style?
Intense.
Is that watching or is it intense to watch
Bit
too?
of both.
One word to describe Peter?
Intense.
Intense is not a drink, right? So favourite drink?
I have to say, I'm with you. Moscato, bring it on every day.
You got any Moscato? And one word to describe HQ Xtra?
A laugh a minute. Has to be extra words. It's a laugh a minute.
We'll forgive you for that. That's
Thanks.
great. Thanks, Natalie. Darlene? You had to go last. All right. In one word, describe HQ Racing.
Exciting.
Excellent. Your son's driving style, how would you describe it? I know what I'd say, but I just want to see what you say.
Fearless.
Fearless? That's what my mum says. She says the same thing. One word to describe, this is not your son obviously, but your partner. Jeff.
This is my husband.
He's listening intensely, he's like, he's going. Hang on, he's got to put his hearing aid back in.
I'm proud of him.
That's beautiful, awesome, well done. Your favourite drink?
A pear cider.
Pear cider, lovely. And one word to describe HQ Xtra?
What Diane said, entertaining. Very entertaining.
Awesome. Well, girls, thank you so much for your time. It's it's been a great night, and we really appreciate coming on here. I know it's not, like I said, I'm still nervous as well. Don't worry. We really appreciate you guys supporting your partners and being part of the HQ family. And we all thank you so much for your time, and thank you very much. We're going to head over to some interviews actually for some drivers and see what they've got to say. It's going to be interesting.
To probably win a championship in New South Wales or an Aussie title, that'd be good.
I've just got to grow some balls.
Top 3.
Maybe like get middle of the pack. Like I don't want to expect too much, but yeah, maybe a bit further than I currently am.
Win a race. Just keeping in the top 10 this year would be awesome, and see how we go. I want to win. To break into the top 5.
I'd like to do a top 10 finish. That's where I want to be.
Racing again or buying a race car?
Another race win.
Win the Hotwood again and many other races.
Podium at the Nationals.
Number 1 again.
Well, that's a wrap here for HQ Xtra Off the Grid. Thank you very much to the Harbours. Thank you very much for everyone else that come and supported us tonight. It's been unreal. Thank you to my crew and everyone that's been part of it tonight. Again, we'd like to thank everyone HQ Racing out there. And if you ain't pinging, get singing!